guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
This is a spoiler review. If you haven't seen Beetlejuice, don't watch this. All right.
Tapatio.
We're getting all the way inside of it.
Okay, let's have it. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's rap a little bit about it. Okay, break out your trombones and let's have a talk. What is going on with Beetlejuice and why is he back on the prowl? Well, it turns out that he just couldn't get over that sweet, succulent, plenty of fish, nonstop on their app. Lydia Deetz. She's all about that. I'm kidding. She was married before. Here's the thing about Lydia Deetz.
The bass, no treble?
I'm talking. She had a baby that was Jenna Ortega. I can't remember the character's name. And
as I recall, it was a masculine
Her husband
child.
died getting eaten by piranhas somewhere in Colombia or Brazil or whatever, probably running with the cartel. We don't know. And then so she's trying to raise her daughter, single motherhood, but they don't really have a great relationship. She's also running a ghost house, which is the show, it's like a Jerry Springer. It's like Ghost Adventures or whatever. So Lydia Deetz can see ghosts, which they never really... Here's the thing about Lydia Deetz can see ghosts, for real, and she runs a show where she investigates. She kind of uses them like... The Frighteners. Michael J. Fox used the ghost that he could see to bang doors and stuff to make it look like he was clearing the house.
It feels like that.
It's very much like that, but they don't really tap that much into it because there's one scene in the movie at the beginning where she goes to the bathroom and she sees a woman that's dead and she's like,
she is. Yeah, so they did kind of nail that.
Well, yeah, they kind of did that, but so that's what she's doing, and her daughter hates her. She's just not having any, and then her mom, Deidre, is like still drunk at 3 o'clock wine girl, and art selling, whatever. And so that's what's going on with them. And then Jeffrey Jones's character, the dad, dies. And that brings them all back together. And we mentioned this in the non-spoiler review. But now why...
Hey, chew your food. Chew your food.
What?
Chew food.
What are you talking about?
You're just going so fast.
This is the last of the petty catch.
Up.
No, I said my part. Now you throw me off, okay? It's like, you were doing a guitar solo and someone said, fuck you. And they like unplugged the amp.
This is my mic stand. I felt
like you were a rock star, dude. And you unplugged my amp, and you're like, "Fuck you." But you don't get into the meat of actual Beetlejuice. I would say until that 40 minutes into the movie.
Well, this is the weird thing about it. Like when he does show up, he has a couple lines that are bangers, right? Like you were talking about earlier, when he's like, "I'm gonna make you so happy." Like he nails a couple of lines. And I might be telling, as you say, telling tales outside of school with this one, but I just wonder if there was something weird about Keaton's performance that they decided to take some lines out, because even when Beetlejuice is on screen, since this is a spoiler review, we can say this, there's a couple times where he's hilarious, but they have him lip syncing songs and shit. By the way, that was probably the funniest part of the movie. What's the name of the guy who does this song?
Richard Marx.
Yeah, the
Wherever you go.
Is that from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
No, fuck no, dude.
That's Bryan Adams.
Put some respect on Richard Marx.
Right,
no, dude. Yeah, so there's a point where Lydia, like her non-believing husband, says, "You know what? We're just gonna nail this in the butt. Beetlejuice."
It felt like you were waiting for that.
And that was
will
cool.
Someone fucking say Beetlejuice 3 times for Christ's sake?
That sequence was fucking badass, dude. When they shrunk down and they went into the playset or whatever in the attic, like in the first movie, and it was like, I think we're inside the model. And then Beetlejuice, like you saw the trailer where he's like dressed as like a cardigan and he's like a therapist. That whole sequence, dude, was fucking amazing, dude. And when
it was nasty.
When Lydia's finally dude, she gets burnt to like literally water breaks and a fucking little baby Beetlejuice runs out of her vagina hole.
They're trying to sell toys.
And it was gross. I was like, what the goddamn? I was kind of into it, but I was like, it was gross too. And then he was like, Beetlejuice, like, I don't know. Some people say that he's got my eyes. I don't know.
And then again, they do it again in the final act of the movie. Yeah, they do a whole dance piece.
Well, we gotta say what the motivate. Beetlejuice wants to marry Lydia. Like he never got over that, so he wants to marry her. But on the back end of that, the girl that actually killed Beetlejuice in life, when Beetlejuice was a human being, he was a grave robber. Little Miss Hottie Pants like seduced him, like it was soul sucker, and like was gonna kill him, and then that's who's after him in the afterlife.
I love that side story, by the way. When they, because they do this weird thing.
I feel like they could have kept his backstory in mystery. I kind of don't like that.
That's true too, but what they did with it was kind of neat, because like you're watching the movie and it just jumps, because the movie jumps around a lot, but in a good way. Yeah. But then when they jumped around to this, it's like black and white, and he's telling all the shrunken head dudes, it's like, let me tell you a story. And he tells about all that and how they had sex.
But he
did
it like a Spanish accent.
Yeah, the whole thing's in Spanish, which was fucking cool. That was great. But I thought the whole movie that was Catherine Zeta-Jones.
No.
Which
I can't remember her name.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Whoa.
Catherine Zeta-Jones could have played that part, but it's not her.
She was hot though.
Yeah. Oh, amazingly hot. But she's a soul sucker, and that's what she does. She like literally can suck the soul from those goddamn dead corpses. Suck my soul, baby.
Jay's ex-wife.
Either way, yes, 100%. Do you see my face? This is what happens. The pale skin, the weird eyes.
Rumor has it she still has a piece of it today.
Yeah. she does. No. Anyway, but
It's true. I hate my father.
you should see that bitch's eyelash. She could catch fucking goddamn typhoons with that shit. Anyway, yes. So she's a soul sucker. She could kill. When you die, she can actually permanently kill you or whatever. It's like erase you from existence. She is after Beetlejuice. So I feel like Beetlejuice wants to marry Lydia. And they didn't really explain this in the movie, but I feel like if he married Lydia and he's married, it would break the contract, or like her being able to come after him since he's married. Like, I don't know. They didn't explain that, but I feel like that's
I
why
just
he was
felt
so
like
desperate.
if he got out of the afterlife, then he would be free of her because she's stuck.
Well,
in
he
the
was.
afterlife.
I don't think. Well, when he makes Lydia sign the contract to marry him, so the whole thing is Jenna Ortega's character gets tricked in by this guy that she meets or whatever. He's dead, which that was a good twist.
Yeah, it was.
That was a really good twist, actually. I
was a little worried we're getting a little too Scream the TV series.
Yeah, I thought we were also going to go with like Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. I'm like, oh god,
he was a good actor though.
He was a good actor, yeah. But so she meets this guy. She gets goo eyes for him. He convinces her to like. Well, he tells her that he's dead, and then convinces her to read this incantation from the Book of the Dead or whatever. They go through. Basically, she's traded her life for his, so he can come back. And so, knowing that, Lydia goes to the afterworld using Beetlejuice's help. And the only way that Beetlejuice will help her is if he marries her, yada. That's what happens. But yeah, I feel like I feel like they didn't explain it. But I swear to God, dude, I thought Beetlejuice was like so desperate to marry Lydia. Yes, he was fawning over her definitely, but I feel like maybe there was a loophole or something he could get out of that woman trying to suck his dick.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get away from her nonetheless or whatever. But like, I love the fucking, and we talked about this in the non-spoiler review too. Like, I love the underground stuff. They showed a lot more of the underworld and stuff like that. I did think that. Like, I like the story about Jenna Ortega and her dad. Like, that shit actually teared me up a couple times. Just the age she was, missing her dad and stuff like that. When they found her dad in the underworld, it was kind of like, oh, this is kind of silly.
The aesthetics of that.
He's got a piranha hanging off, and you're like, it's kind of
I get it why they do that. Like, how you died in real life is how that you will appear in the afterlife. But yeah, it was distracting.
I like the hot dog guy, though. He had the shit stuck in his mouth.
Dude,
there's some really...
If you're going to go... Like, listen, that guy was like doing Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and you just can't go against like that one dude. But... yeah,
I love the underworld stuff though, man. Like they did a good job with the effect, with the lights, the greens, and the blues. Fucking Danny DeVito in the beginning. of the movie.
Danny DeVito.
Holy shit,
dude, he's so good, dude. He's like goddamn foreigners. And then I guess another spoiler that we could talk about is that well, we already know Jeffrey Jones's character, the dad, does die.
Yeah. I thought they did that in a funny way because they went and did this whole Tim Burton-esque thing with it, with like claymation or whatever it was, and they showed. She was like, "That was his big." When he was in the plane and in the plane crash, she was like, "That was his biggest fear." I knew that they were actually taking a shot.
They were
because they're like, "Fuck that guy."
Well, yeah.
Not only did he get in a plane crash, but he also got eaten by a fucking shark. And then you realize, that was a smart twist.
100%.
I had no idea that he was the guy walking around the entire movie without a top half, just like shooting juices out of his fucking neck.
I hate it when guys shoot juices at me.
I love it.
But no, well, it's the thing. It's like it was a way for them to get around having to pay him. So they did feature his face because on the tomb or the grave, Jeffrey Jones's face is like prominently displayed. Now again, I'm not like all about that. Like, oh, let's burn it down. Fuck them. They used it. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what the dealings are.
Well, but you know, they probably don't. Maybe you don't pay him as much because he wasn't. I don't know.
Hopefully, they found a legal loophole.
But that guy,
have to give him shit.
But listen, Jeffrey Jones he's a turd, dude. Like he's an absolute fucking turd.
For life,
and
buddy.
I thought maybe it was overblown until we
googled it.
I was reading to him like he was a blind person.
Not the good.
I was like, let me read you what this guy's done. But anyway, so he's gone, and then Delia, she gets killed. So she's dead now.
That was crazy. That's one thing about this movie too. It had a bite to it. Like it wasn't afraid to get mean or do some wild shit with stuff like that. When she brought out those snakes and it bit her, I was like, oh, she's fucking dead.
Well,
but it's not that big of a surprise because Lydia can communicate with her, so they can still have a relationship.
Well, maybe
and yada yada.
Well, I wonder too if it was kind of like Tim Burton saying like, I'm done with this now.
I think it might be because everybody's so old.
Well, and here's the thing too, and Gina Davis, I think that's her name from the first movie. They had asked her recently, and I knew what the answer was, but they asked her in an interview recently. They were like, "Well, why didn't you come back from Beetlejuice?" And she's like, "I think it's because ghosts don't age," which is smart. Ghosts wouldn't age, so if they came back looking decrepit, that wouldn't make any sense. Now you look at Beetlejuice though, Michael Keaton, he's up there in age. He's still a good looking guy. Definitely still got all of his wits about him, but sometimes camera angles,
sure,
it just. I feel like Tim Burton's like, we cannot stretch this out for another movie.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if there was some weird line delivery going on or some jokes weren't landing or whatever, but it definitely felt like they were really trying to smooth out the edges. with his performance by either keeping him off screen or using some tricks like lip syncing.
Very smart camera angles. And by the way, again, I don't want people to think and get the wrong idea that we're shitting on Michael Keaton's performance.
No, everything in the movie was great. I think they edited it really, really well.
I think he's still fun. Michael Keaton is still Beetlejuice. Like it's 100% the Beetlejuice.
I just
like
expected
you remember.
more.
Yeah, I really wish the movie had been more focused on Beetlejuice trying to acquire Lydia again, and I understand why they wanted to go the route of Lydia and her daughter, and it kind of like it echoes the first movie where she was against Delia and like the whole thing. I get that whole thing, but I don't know, man. I just wanted more. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice is one of the best roles he's ever had in his life. So,
and it's a testament to the movie, by the way. Like if you'd have told me that Michael Keaton was going to have very few lines in this, I would have been like, oh, this is going to be a piece of trash.
Yeah.
The movie's actually still really great, full of fun, Halloween atmosphere, a great time. Pacing's awesome, which is so rare these days. Most movies can't pace for fuck. But in the end of the movie,
I did not, and I will give it credit. I totally thought, I swear to God, dude, I thought that there was going to be some happy moments, like some like nostalgia flavor, and then the rest was going to be a bore fest.
They did a really good job of not pandering. Like
I do, yeah, and I know the term is used 100 million times a day, and people are tired of hearing it. But I'm just gonna say it. There was no virtue signaling going on. There was no. It was like a solid fucking movie.
Or fan
service.
Fan service.
Over fan service. Fan service is fine, but when it's done to the detriment of the film. But I'm saying there was none of that. It wasn't. It was just a good movie. You know what? The last time I saw a movie like this, and I was like, man, I'm having a good time just watching a good fucking put together movie, was Deadpool Wolverine and Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
Those two movies so far this year, and I'm glad that Beetlejuice can be added to that. Those are that's what fans want, man. That's what people want. They want to just go to the theater and escape all the bullshit going around, and that's exactly what this movie did. It let you escape into a world that you used to love and know from the 80s and bring in new fans, and it wasn't pandering to one side or the other. It was just a good, solid, laugh your dick off kind of film.
There were no moments in here where Linda Hamilton walked on screen and she's like, I'm a fucking badass. Like, it all felt
It's
natural.
a man, baby!
All the characters were still flawed.
Yeah.
They still carried their personalities with them into the next one. There's one line where she's talking about, like, when the mom's talking to Lydia, and she's like, no, now look at us. We get along great. She's like, yeah, that's because I sold out and became famous. And she's like, no, I liked you before then. Like, everyone's still flawed. Yeah. Everything's still a little bit fucked up and dark, but they do it in such a fun way. You can just have a good time with it.
I love that, dude. I like that you can write characters that everybody can relate to, regardless of gender or like race or your sexual orientation. That's how movies are supposed to be made.
Yeah.
Like, these are characters that you can relate to no matter what spectrum of the world that you live on. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, dude, again, 8.0 is solid as fuck for me.
I'm on an 8 as well, and it ends. And they do the gag obviously with the Beetlejuice baby, which I guarantee you'll see at Spirit Halloween by next year.
100%.
They're going to sell some shit with that.
Probably this year. It'll probably be out this year
if they can, without spoilers. But the end of the movie does end with a similar. There's not a post-credit sequence or anything like that, but it does end with Lydia Deetz opening her eyes. I love it. She has a dream about Beetlejuice, and she opens her eyes, and he wakes up. He's like, I just had the craziest dream.
Did you hear his laugh, dude? It sounded like Freddy.
Yeah. And then the movie ends. So, like, it was smart because, like, if they wanted to go forward with this, they could, but they're not promising you anything. I dug the shit out of that.
Yeah, and you know what? To be fair, I could see it having a sequel. I really could, because the way the title sequence Beetlejuice, it's like it feels like on that little plaque there's room for one more.
You need one more,
and you have to say his name 3 times, right? Anyway, so I feel like they could do one more, and then Beetlejuice could, because in this movie, by the way, I forgot, we totally forgot this part. But one of the funniest fucking scenes is when the ex-girlfriend or the ex whatever for Beetlejuice shows up at the wedding to stop him from marrying Lydia, and they summon a sandworm, and he gets into a he forgot about that shit. El sandwormo. That
was good.
And dude, he does like what do they call, like bull rider, and he's like, Orlando, and like, dude,
that was a good scene.
I love that scene. Dude.
Oh, and the fucking song that they do a song.
Yes, dude.
Number when it's like, I let the cake into the rain and it ruined everything, and they do the whole One Come Banana thing.
Yeah,
but they recreate
different
it,
song,
and everyone's lip syncing and dancing. That was fucking cool, and that song's hilarious.
I like that.
I want to go listen.
I like that preacher who's like, because he makes everybody.
Oh, that guy's great.
He was. I can't remember that dude looked like he was the detective in The Frighteners, and I know he's not.
So many things. He's
really
not
is.
Jeffrey Combs, but no, he's in so many things.
But yeah, so again, like Mike said, it's like the daily, Dale. It's like that scene all over again, but it's just a different song. But yeah, dude, there's a part where that priest is like, Dude, that guy did such a good job. Like obviously he's trying to portray to the audience that he's not in control of his mouth, and he's doing this. He's like old man playing checkers.
And the song is so weird and slow, and it's like, I left the cake out in the rain.
I don't have the recipe.
You know what I was thinking while I was watching that? I was like, it would be so funny to have Jason Voorhees' mom have you do that as Jason Voorhees. I left the cake in the rain. That's what I thought of.
Jason Voorhees' mom marrying Chalice.
It's just whatever, just do it. Yeah,
it's something weird. Yeah, but yeah, dude, dude, there were so many sequences that were really good and fun. And not only I give it an 8.0, but like it's also a movie that I will gladly, after watching Beetlejuice 1, well, 88, I feel like it flows into Beetlejuice perfectly. Yeah, so true. I mean, I feel like I could watch. That's how I always judge movies. Like if it's a sequel movie to a long, older kind of film, if I can fit it into a night of I'm just watching all those movies. Like I feel like I can watch Ghostbusters 2, fuck 2016, and go into Afterlife and feel like nothing, is all good.
Well, and that's the truest statement that I can make about it is that my wife and kids want to see it, and we're going to see it in a couple days. And I'm not dreading it at all. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be good.
And today there are so few rewatchable, well-paced movies that are just a good time. And this is just drenched in Halloween. It's such a fun movie. That says all you need to know. Yep. It's not perfect. No, it's not better than the original, but it's about as perfect as it could have been.
I loved it, man.
I fucking loved it. 8.0 for us. Well done, Tim Burton.
Hey, okay.
You didn't just grab Johnny Depp and put him in white wake-up and have him do weird shit for once.
Hello, listener. Do you like scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie? Well, Jay and Mike like scary movies, too. You should go and subscribe to their podcast, We Watched a Movie. Because if you don't, I'll gut you like a... Well, I think you get the idea. Enjoy yourselves while you still can.